Hello, everybody. What is up? What is new? And how are you? Hi, guys. It is so good to see you. What do I have for you today? Episode 2 of Culture Cast. Welcome, everybody. I hope that you've had a wonderful day. Today, our topic is Fallout, specifically the Fallout TV series.
Mm-hmm. I know you're a big fan of the games.
Yes,
I am too.
I am.
But you've been playing them for a long time. Specifically Fallout 4 on
Yes.
your streams, on your YouTube channel, and you've had a lot of hours in the game, and then exploring like the lore of the world, everything about the games, and then we're really excited when the show was first announced.
Yep.
I know I was too. I was really happy with season 1,
Yes.
and we just got done watching episode 5, which came out
like
this
yesterday
week.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Let me clarify something too. Both of us really enjoy the Fallout universe a lot. However, both of us are, I would still consider, like, Andrew's definitely still sort of a newbie to the universe, and I am not as well versed on Fallout universe stuff as I am on like Five Nights at Freddy's, Zelda, and like a couple of other IPs. So if we ever get anything wrong, just know we're not quite to the same level as some extreme enthusiasts. But I will say I do love the games. And I have to be completely transparent. I think I've only actually played through entirely Fallout 4.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because yes.
Yeah, I'm aware that you've definitely played your fair share of hours through Fallout 4, the story, just playing in the exploring the world and playing it and having like fun, whether it's quest lines or building for your stream.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize you hadn't played some of the other games.
No, I have a little bit experience. Hello? I'm very sorry, everybody. I do feel unwell today. I want to put that out there. So if my brain's not 100% there, just be patient with me. But yeah, I do have a little bit of experience with a couple of the others because the main reason I got into it was actually because of my dad and my little brother. They are both hardcore Fallout enthusiasts, and so they actually know a lot more about it than I do. But that's the reason that I started playing Fallout 4 anyways. Like,
Gotcha.
I don't know. It never really interested me originally because I thought it was going to just be like a shooter game, and
Right.
I'm not really into shooters. And so, but then I started watching him play, and I was like, oh wait, no, this is right up my alley because
Yeah.
I love like post-apocalyptic stuff. I love zombie stuff, and I've always really enjoyed that kind of world building in media. So,
And they do a very good job of it within their games. Like they're so good. There's a couple games in that sphere that like world building wise and like AAA titles that come out that you're like, oh, I recognize that name. Don't know if it's for me, and then you see how it's played, or you play it a little bit, and you're like, this is cool. You know, the Red Dead Redemptions, the Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man, or Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei, but then like Halo and stuff like that. Now you're seeing more of them get shows, and Fallout was one of those.
Oh my gosh. And like, if you haven't seen it, there will be spoilers in this. So like, definitely, like, I know this is such a big ask. Pause and go watch it because we are both really critical of stuff, especially me, and I think it's worth a watch. And I don't think I'm being biased.
I don't think I am. I have seen some people share their opinions being like,
what is it?
Even
the
recently,
big critiques?
Well, I'm looking for specific critiques, and a lot of the time I don't see actual things. I see generic statements.
Okay.
Which, fair.
Like what?
Everyone does that on social media, but like, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan of God of War. Today, as we're filming this, they announced who's going to be cast in the live action show that they're making of God of War.
Right.
And one of the first comments I saw, despite the casting, I like the casting, was someone already being like, you know, oh, no shocker, just like the Fallout show, they act like they're going to do it for fans, and then they just do whatever they want with it. And I'm like, in both cases, with Fallout, I understand. You know, I'm a big fan of Harry Potter, so if something happened, small detail-wise,
Right.
I'd be critical, being like, that's not inherently, like, Harry Potter of them to do. Why are they doing that? And so maybe I'm too far removed from being that deep of a fan for Fallout, but I think from what I do know, between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, and a little bit of New Vegas, because my introduction was Fallout 3.
Right.
But in the knowledge I do have of the game series, and I do also enjoy watching or listening to lore videos about the world, it seems like they do a really good job.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, is it's like, I will say, every fan base has really, really crazy fans.
Right.
But I will say, a lot of Fallout fans, they are a different type of locked in. There's like the ravenous locked in fans, but then there's like the, like, I don't know how to explain this. I wouldn't categorize Fallout fans quite as like intense as other fandoms, but they're really locked in on the lore. Like, they know their stuff so well. Like, the people who are really, really into the world of Fallout seem to really, really know the nitty gritty and like all the stuff going into it. And so, I mean, from my level of understanding of the games, I really didn't feel like there were really departures. I felt like it fit into the world from at least my experience with Fallout 4 and what I know from the other games. It felt like it fit pretty well. And, you know, nothing is going to be perfect. And of course there's going to be things that are messed up. But I like was watching that documentary of the director, I think, talking about it. And he just seemed like such a fan of the IP, and that's what I think makes such a good piece of like transitional media, right? Video game to TV show, like that, having a fan in the driver's seat.
And I watched that with you, and we both thought it was cool because they started out kind of just talking about the set design and really trying to do the best to create this world, this wasteland, and a world where vault dwellers come out and they're exposed to it for the first time, and the audience being exposed to it for the first time outside of the video games.
Right.
Where you're like, how do we mesh the real world setting and build it into this world that's like somewhat recognizable, but also very foreign to us because of the time that's passed, the nuclear fallout, everything like that. And that first point, I was like, yeah, they did a great job. And then that documentary, or the behind-the-scenes documentary, it kept going, where they were talking about even character motivations, how these characters, specifically like the ghoul, Walton Goggins' character,
that man. I love that man.
The motivations of that character,
I
considering
love his character
he's
so much.
good. And the writing
great.
is good on the show, to where he's talking about character motivations from not just in the wasteland, but also who he was as Cooper back before the bombs dropped.
Can I just say, sorry.
No, please.
And look, again, I'm somebody who's so critical usually of shows. I really, really, really like the beginning and end, and that they're showing so much pre-war, pre-bomb situation. You know what I mean? And like giving us a lot of information on the lead up to that. Because I mean, one thing that can get kind of frustrating as a fan, especially in with like titles where they are kind of, what am I, like, coy with the information they give you. They're restrictive with the story they give you, and like how did this even start? How did this happen? I mean, I didn't ever actually watch all the way through the Walking Dead, like to the very, very end. I stopped after Negan because I got tired. But I love that show. I loved it up to that point. But one thing that was always kind of like frustrating with like that, Five Nights at Freddy's, and like a lot of other kind of, just a lot of media, is that they won't really explain, well, how did we get here?
Right.
Why are we here? How did this happen? And when they do explain it, it's usually kind of like, here you go.
Right.
Yeah,
like Walking Dead's a good example where we understand we get a bit of the scientists
like sort
talking
of
in season 1, and them explaining the virus and how it happened as this like parasitic thing that your brain is exposed to, and
but
that's
like
why.
That's not even what I mean though. I mean like I love getting to see the character development of
the characters
people
in the
living
show.
through the like the anticipation to to the war. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're living through that like
and
build
not
up.
needing a spin-off to do it
No,
necessarily.
that's the best part is that that's not,
Right.
it's the way they've intertwined it. I just think it's really cool.
And I think it helps with the pacing too. I
Yeah.
think they write it where the pacing of the show is good.
Mm-hmm.
The anticipation for the next tidbit of the story, whether it's the Brotherhood
Yep.
or if it's Lucy and Cooper,
Yep.
or the Ghoul, if you don't know his name, Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them and their storyline and what they're doing going after her
Right.
dad. And exploring the wasteland while the Brotherhood is dealing with its own issues of the faction. You know, just like within the game, there's different things happening
Right.
in different parts of the world. But because they split it up, you're always anticipating and wanting to get back to it, but you never feel like, oh, I've been pulled away from it and now we're focusing too much on this thing. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Because everything feels
Like,
so
pretty-
right and
pretty good.
well written and
Yep.
important to the story.
And yeah.
I was really concerned with after season one how important, because like the flashbacks in season one, very important.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, going into season two, are they going to tie in that same type of storytelling element? Is it going to feel, because they're going to try to do it, but it's not going to feel right
Like that
anymore?
that would have been a really easy thing for them to mess up.
And I feel like they've done a great job
That's
with it.
my thing, is that I've heard people say that they weren't as big of a fan of season 2, and I don't, like, to be completely honest, I don't really get it, because I actually think it's great. Now, I will say, I personally am more invested in Lucy and the Ghoul over the Brotherhood line,
Right.
though I do really like that line too. But I mean, to be fair, that kind of parallels how I play the game anyways. I
Right.
always was kind of like, I was like, what the fuck is going on with this Brotherhood? I was like, guys, y'all are doing a lot. Okay, y'all need to like relax.
And
a
Maximus, his story in season one
Yeah.
was so integral to Lucy's story in
Yeah.
season one. So
I love Lucy. I love her
She's a great
character,
character.
and I don't think that, because you can play that character, and you could have made her like the most annoying fucking
Yeah.
person ever, like easily. But I think that Ella, is it Ella
Ella Purnell.
Purnell or Perel? She's lovely.
She is.
She's so lovely.
She is.
Every character she's played, I like.
And the dynamic between her and Walton Goggins as
Walton
the Ghoul
Goggins
are
is also
fantastic.
wonderful. Like, even though he's not like warm fuzzy at all, I love him.
Well,
Like,
it's
I
interesting
love
'cause I
his
feel like
character. Mm-hmm.
he can definitely do it. You see scenes of it where he probably does it with as the dad
Right.
in season one, and for season 2, episode 5, I think we get a little bit of a taste of that again,
Right.
as he's sitting there having to make the decision about Lucy and
Right.
returning her to the vault for his own kids, and he
Yeah.
seems like he's actually more torn up about Lucy than I expected, because
I agree. And I also am not convinced that he actually was going to go through with it.
I'm not
I
either.
actually don't even think that he was going to. And which is why I was like kind of bummed out when.
she reacted. Yeah.
Is he dead? I don't know. Is he dead, guys? No,
I think-
he's not dead. But,
Yeah.
like, I mean, he's a ghoul.
He's a ghoul, and I think they want certain
it's
people to
also-
think like, he was hurt by the sting earlier in the season so much. Maybe some of the audience will be like, that seems like that's got to take him out of commission. At least if he's not dead, he's not going to be able to go after her dad.
You know, yeah, for sure. But can I just say, like, one thing that does kind of, if he does walk away from this, we watched, like, them mow down other ghouls with, like, just shooting. Just like with ammo. How, if he does make it, is it like
He's also
a
still-
headshot? Only?
Maybe. Well, I don't know if it's that it's always got to
don't
be a
know.
headshot, like Walking Dead, to aim for the head. I don't know if it's quite that, but
Right.
maybe if it was just like to the stomach, because like could be one of those things where, hey, even if they were like chopped in half, you
Right.
could still see them operating waist up, where they'd be sentient enough for like doing that. I haven't seen that in the show yet.
I haven't seen that in the
don't
games
know.
either.
And that's why I'm like, how are they going to explain it off other than he's clearly different from
Yeah.
a lot of the other ghouls, right? He's maintained his sentience.
Yeah.
And I mean, we see that in the game. Some that
Oh,
clearly display more sentience, some that are more lost. And
oh, it's pretty much either they are they or they aren't.
Right.
That's pretty much the way it is.
which I would think if they were there, they'd actually be more susceptible to dying from something like that. But I don't know.
You would think so, because it's like weird. I don't. Usually, I feel like I know the mechanics pretty well of these kinds of things. Like, even when we talk about The Walking Dead, I feel like I do understand the mechanics of how the zombies become zombies, like, based off of what they've said. But I honestly, and if somebody in the comments wants to give me the lowdown on this, I don't know why I've never really learned this, but I don't quite understand how the differentiation, right, between sentient ghouls versus not, how that happens and what it takes to actually kill them.
And I'm sure there's some sort of canonical reasoning.
Right.
I'd be interested to see how they explain it within the show.
Right.
Because they do have to explain it for a new audience.
And the drugs.
And I think that might play a larger part.
But
especially
it's weird,
because
I've never seen that with other... Maybe that is.
Well,
you know? I don't know.
And the two thoughts I have is we just got introduced to the evolutionary... the forced evolutionary virus, right? The FEV.
The super mutant thing? Yeah.
And so I'm wondering...
I'm so interested to see that. I have a qualm. Finish what you were saying. I have a qualm.
I'm just curious if that'll have to play into the aspect of the drugs.
Yeah.
And maybe if he's been having it in small doses, it allows him to... Or he'll be saved by something like that. And it'll have a different effect on him than, say, because he is a ghoul.
Yeah.
And then on the split side, maybe they'll just explain away why ghouls are more durable in the show because he's surrounded by this town that is New Vegas.
Right.
Separately, I'd be really curious if he goes in critical condition, but Hank, Lucy's dad,
does something,
also collected him because he's clearly experimenting on people.
Yeah.
And he just got his first guy who it worked on, and he was someone who was exposed to the wasteland.
Oh, I could totally see him wanting to try it on him.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fascinating. Oh, do you want to hear my qualm?
Yes, I was going to say, don't forget that.
Again, I love the show. Mm-hmm. I love this series. I love this IP. But I do have a qualm, and I enjoyed the episode so much that I didn't even come back to it like I should. How are you going to build up the last episode, ending on the cliffhanger of being faced with a Deathclaw that we didn't get to see all of season 1? Totally fine. Right. I get it. You're introducing the world in bits and pieces. You're not throwing it all at once. Fine. How are you going to do that and then not have any kind of altercation or fight? It was basically here they are. Okay, bye.
Yeah, they did tease us with it. I think it's definitely...
It's going to come back.
It's an end game for this season. That's going to be the finale because you can't...
I have a feeling that will be.
They can't keep I know, and I was disappointed too. Now, it wasn't just one Deathclaw. It was a whole bunch.
No,
it was
And he
even
3.
said, do you have a rocket launcher? And she said, no. He's like, then we're shit out of luck.
Then I know exactly what's going to happen. She's going to find a rocket launcher somewhere, and then they'll be back, and then he'll be like, looks like you got a rocket launcher. And then she'll kill them.
I'll be curious if he breaks out, if it is Hank that took him.
Yeah.
And he somehow gets out of the facility.
Right.
But they have more firepower within the vault. And whatever they're working on, he's able to escape and take it with him. But that's going to be... Because they can't do the same thing they did with the finale of season 1 where, we almost got Hank. And he just scurries off. He flies away in a suit, and he just keeps escaping narrowly.
I don't see that being what's going to happen. No. I honestly, though I see how it is developing, I feel like they've done a pretty good job of not being overly transparent with what's about to come. With Stranger Things, I could very begrudgingly guess every single thing that was about to happen. Very angrily. Through gritted teeth, could guess every single moment.
Oh, we know how this will play out.
Yeah,
we know
he's right behind me, isn't he?
Exactly.
And I think that maybe if you just throw some fire on him, he'll die.
The good, trusty fire. Just coming back to that every time.
Can't. Okay.
Well, and always they would tease the next big bad, essentially, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's we get past the Demogorgons. Eventually you're introduced to, okay, now we have... we have the Demodogs come back in, but are we like, is that going to be the big bad? No, Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
And the Mind Flayer's teased for a long time, but then it's like, but Vecna specifically, ooh, now we have a new opponent.
And then they build it all up, and they're just like, just a really quick update on that really quick before we get back to Fallout. Since we released our first episode, the documentary of like behind the scenes came out, and it's so much worse.
It's even worse.
It's even worse. The Chat GPT tabs open on the script when they were like writing the script. We don't have our final episode finished.
The amount of times I saw someone cut together a compilation
actors
of it.
Talking about, I don't know if my character would do that.
Or mentioning, hey, are we going to say anything about this? Because I don't think we know that we're dating or like this. And I have found out that in the documentary, the guy who raises the point, we need Demogorgons in the scene.
They go,
well, did you know who he is?
No.
So I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's one of the main writers.
Oh
He wrote, remember episode 4 when we were like, this is cool.
Yeah.
This seems not. He wrote that episode. That was his episode. He was like a main contributor in that episode. He did episode 4 of season 4, which is largely considered one of the best episodes in the entire series. Mm-hmm. He wrote the finale of season 1, I believe. Like, he's done so many different ones, and he's the most emotionally impactful one. And I've seen people asking, hey, for the spinoffs, can you make him the primary writer?
Yeah,
because clearly he gets it.
Yeah, why are we even bothering with the
because meanwhile, whoever the other girl was who in that, I don't know who she was either. She's probably another writer in the boardroom, but saying, I'm just worried people are going to get demoed out. They're all bored of demos. I was like, this is the final episode of the final season. Who cares if they're demoed out? You don't leave them out of the final battle.
That's actually insane.
I digress. We don't need to dive back in, but...
No, I know. Like, genuine... But I just wanted to, like, touch on it again just to be like, it got worse, guys.
Yeah.
It's worse than it was before.
Not
like,
only...
I can't believe how... Netflix was really, really pressuring us to get this all out. They only gave us 3 years, which means that we would have to write 12 minutes of script every month. 12 minutes?
With only
this is ridiculous!
With only a $400 million budget?
This is absurd!
What do they expect us to do?
I'm gonna take my $400 million and I'm marching my Batukas right out of here! Get away from me!
I mean, filming the final episode.
You will like your Chat GPT. You will take this Chat GPT ending and you will like it.
You will like it.
It's like, fuck you, dude. Okay, sorry, we're not doing this.
Why did you need multiple tabs?
We're not doing it. One's for the script, one's for specifically let's see here. One's for the script.
Would this character do this, ChatGPT?
Yeah, one's for like analyzing the lore.
Yeah.
And then there was a Reddit tab open too.
Yes, they had
when you have to consult the Reddit fan base, that's crazy.
They're trying to do that.
I mean, honestly, I would prefer you consult Reddit over ChatGPT.
Yes.
By far and away. And honestly, I would have rather you consulted Reddit for the entire thing at this point.
It's as close as they were going to get to having a fan in the room with them. And they were like, what if we go to Reddit and get lore from Reddit to make sure we're doing all right, and then we'll cross-reference with ChatGPT.
Bro. Okay, we gotta stop. Gotta stop. Oh, I did want to talk about from moving back to Fallout. Sorry to go back, but that's just a little update for you guys. Go look up the documentary if you haven't, or not the actual documentary. Just watch clips, because don't support the Dunder Bros. I can't handle them. So yes, can I just say, one thing I was 100% expecting to happen was that they were gonna lose the brother plot. The brother plot was gonna be lost.
Coming out of season 1, you mean?
Yeah. I thought that, like, we were seriously about to lose that plot, and I thought we were really going to lose the vault plot. Now, is the vault plot my favorite plot? No, only because it makes me, like, severely uncomfortable, and I really hate all the characters in that vault.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
They are all so... I dislike them.
Which I'm wondering.
I'm not cheering for any
No.
of them.
Part of the thing where we don't know necessarily the end game for any of these characters, aside from saying like, I want to find my dad.
Yeah.
To stop what he's doing. Like aside from that overarching goal, or saying trying to find my wife and kid, what's the end game in a lot of this? We get tidbits, but we don't truly understand, like, what is the goal of the show to end on.
Yeah, I don't actually really know.
This isn't like the last project that's in this world. It's integral to the next game. They've told us this.
Oh, and I'm so excited. If you guys haven't heard, there's a new game coming.
Yes, they said, soon. And they said Fallout, the TV show, will be integral to Fallout 5. And it's clearly impacted by the games. Now, in the timeline, it comes much later than all the games. So, thankfully, it's not treading in anybody's toes and doing anything where it's necessarily retconning stuff. Now, part of why I wonder if people had an issue with Season 2 is New Vegas fans specifically, aside from the Bethesda games, are a little bit more judgmental about the specifics of New Vegas versus the other games and the lore of New Vegas and are protective of it, and how it feels.
Because it's kind of...
And I'm one who will say I haven't played New Vegas.
No, I haven't either. So I know that makes it kind of hard for us to give a full...
Because maybe it would. Maybe it would feel completely off. But from an overarching standpoint of Fallout, I came in thinking the same thing. We're now introduced to Deathclaws. I liked how they introduced the Deathclaws and even gave us a flashback that they were around pre-war.
Which is interesting. I didn't even remember that was the case. I don't even think it was. Or maybe it was, but like this is news to me that they were pre-war.
Now I will say, in one of the lore videos that we watched recently, they did touch on the Northern Front, which is clearly that's where they are. They're on the Alaskan Front, and they did mention both the FEV and Deathclaws and super mutants from the FEV being factors that are intertwined with the Northern Front. So where they're doing that battle, clearly there's other experiments going on behind the scenes. The evolutionary virus is already out there. Super mutants are already being a thing. That's why the West Coast ones are going to be really smart by comparison.
Right.
And so, considering how much the game runners are within the show world, how involved they are, I feel like it's intentional for them to say, okay, let's introduce, this is a point for the show, but it remains consistent because we haven't given that story yet, or that backstory.
It does seem like there's a good, decent amount of things like that happening.
Yes.
And I think that might be stirring a little bit of unease within maybe some of the more hardcore fans. And you know what, guys? I am not even going to hate on you a little bit for being a hater, if that is the case for you. If you are a hardcore Fallout fan and it pisses you off because you're like, they did this, and that, and the other, please tell me. Tell me about it. Let me hear about it. But let's just say, I do want to just say, as a standalone show, if it wasn't even connected to Fallout, I'm really enjoying the show.
I am too.
As itself. And that's hard. And that's how I felt about Arcane.
Yes.
I don't know shit about League.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. I don't care to know anything about it. But I loved Arcane. I thought that was really good.
If anything, it got me to at least look at the game and look at some of the other elements of the game. Like,
trying to understand.
Yeah, like they have this website and stuff where they talk about the world building.
But that's like the dream, right? It is an incredible standalone. Like, you are using the IP that we all love so much and making a really good show. And I understand. Again, if you're mad about it because this, that, or the other happened, or they did this and that, and it's pissing you off, okay. I actually hear you, and I don't hate you, and I think you are well within your right to feel that way. I just haven't felt that way personally. Now...
Well, and I'll add that I'm yet to see someone give me specific reasons.
Not that
I've talked to people directly.
No.
Or found... Because when I talk to people in person, they all seem to like it.
Yeah. Anybody I know that's watched it that I've talked to in person, everybody seems to like it. Except, I guess, my mom and dad were watching it, and then they stopped watching it. And I don't know...
Yeah, but they didn't even get to season 2. So
they just stopped watching it, which is actually kind of weird for my dad. I don't know why he stopped watching it. Maybe I need to ask him, because he's such a big Fallout fan.
Yeah, and they gave us why they didn't like Stranger Things after basically season 2.
They stopped watching it after.
They were basically already like, season 1 was cool, season 2 lost me. And so then from there they were like, oh well.
Yeah.
This one, so many people like season 1, and your dad and brother and even mom they've all played the games and enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So I would have thought
they would
be
all
right up their alley.
Yeah,
and they like post-apocalyptic.
That's the thing. I don't really know, because there's nothing in it that like stands out to me as something that would make, other than like how gruesome it is. Sometimes my mom does have a hard time with that, so that might have been why.
Was she that way with Walking Dead?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I mean, she stomached through it because she really, really liked the story, but she definitely got to the point where she wasn't interested anymore.
I'll say that with The Walking Dead, it was gruesome, but it was like you felt the weight of it. Here, it's kind of like a, ba-doom,
it's like comedic gruesome, which is it feels honestly can be hard to stomach.
Can be hard. It does feel. I will say the way they do violence does feel a lot like the games when you see the slow motion and you're hitting certain spots and you're causing damage where you see it with the vats, and like it does feel like that when you see the like bullet time effect and you see the explosion of like the guy's leg or this head or the roach of
it's
like
this. Funny though, because it's like so much less visceral in the game for some reason. Like it feels. I won't lie. I was having a really hard time with the mouse sequence.
I can understand that. That was
really was. That was. I was struggling.
Because we also got the idea. We were like, yeah, we know it's happening, and we already hate the character.
I'll tell you this. The quickest thing to make me not like a show anymore is like animal cruelty. Like, even if it's just, I know it's like a part of the show or whatever, I have a really hard time with it. I'm like, why?
I honestly think some of the gore aspect, not necessarily with the mice, but even more so, specifically, not with the mice, when we see a character and we see a leg or a head or something. I honestly think it's just the design team and the people doing the props and the visual effects being like, or practical effects being like, let me cook and let me show you what I can do, because like this is going to be really impressive.
They are
and you're gonna love it. They are. They're fantastic with it.
It feels like everybody who's working on this project is really like
the passion.
They're very passionate. I think that is what I like about it a lot, is the passion. We haven't even touched on it, but the power armor.
The power armor.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
I know that this has probably been talked about a lot because that was a season 1 thing, but it's so well done.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Same thing. I wrote a little bit of in terms of notes, just of things I wanted to talk about,
and that was one of them.
One of them was just between the set design, the design when it comes to certain things like the wasteland, like the vaults themselves, the experiments happening in the vaults, the creatures that we're seeing, because we just see the Deathclaws in action for the first time. They looked great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see more of them. Please let me see more. I'm excited to see when super mutants show up.
I am actually really curious about how that's going to tie into the story. I'm really curious about
I do have a worry, because they have to fight a Deathclaw for the end of the season. Like, I feel like that has to be like your big moment at the end of the season. Is like Hank or whoever, if it's House at the end.
Yeah.
With some plot twist outside of the new Vegas lore.
Right.
If they have to get away, it's not just, we're so close to you, and then you scurry off. It's like, we're dealing with the threat that is the Deathclaw, and it's when you see Cooper from the wartime already confronting it and being, like, paralyzed with fear. And now again, where Lucy's looking to him because he doesn't seem scared of anything in the wasteland.
But he's scared
and he's stunned, and the first thing, what do we do? And he goes, run.
Yeah.
Like, that was so eye-opening for Lucy, or it should be, because his character is not rattled, and he's been there for 200 years almost. Like, he's not rattled by things. So that, to me, I want to be the end game. However, I was wondering if, because we're getting the virus, if I doubt they'll introduce super mutants the same time. I feel like they're kind of introducing one of the big elements or like creatures. But if they do, and we get introduced to it at the end, or maybe Hank becomes one or something, someone he experiments on, and they're sitting there fighting off a Deathclaw, and the way that they get out of it is a super mutant also fights, but not alongside them, just like they're fighting, and then this fight breaks out, and it just distracts the Deathclaw enough for them to get away.
I'll be honest with you, that's kind of like a regular day, and I think I literally remember something along those lines. happening. It would be like you would show up to an area where you have to get through this to discover this area so you can fast travel to this area, and you're like going through the streets of where's Fallout 4? Boston. Yeah. You're in Boston going through the streets, the apocalyptic streets of Boston, and all of a sudden you hear in like the overhearing, "Hey, I just heard something," and like all of this like gruff talking, and then you hear like other people, "Shh, what was that?" And it's raiders, and then you hear, and then you know there's ghouls in the building behind you, and then you hear like a robot over in the next corner, and you're just like,
oh my god.
I literally remember one time, I guess it wasn't a Deathclaw, but having super mutants, raiders, ghouls, and there was something else. I think it was like mongrel dogs, and they were all somehow getting me at the same time, and I was like, man, I just keep winning. It was so bad, but that, I feel like that's probably a pretty common experience, is you're like trying to get through it and you're just getting absolutely dogged on. I could totally see them sort of pulling something like that.
And that's why
sorry.
No, you're good. I'm not trying to cut you off there.
There's just like so many moments I feel like in the show that felt like moments I had in the game, which I think is cool.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wouldn't hate that ending. Like, I want to see them fight a Deathclaw, but also, first off, Lucy's not equipped to do that. He's not equipped to do that unless he has the right artillery, and even then, he's probably like, I'll just run. Like, why?
Yeah.
Versus, if it's their only way out, they're not really getting out, and you could say, oh, it's the easy thing to do is not have them fight, but that's the world. That is the world. That's the way the games are.
That's true.
And realistically, you are in New Vegas. You're not just even in the wasteland. You are in Vegas still. There are people living there.
Yeah.
There's a settlement. There's the Brotherhood is in Area 51. They're right by it. Like, they're right by Vegas.
They are.
Because they even said that the Deathclaws being there is actually somewhat of a new development. So the meshing and the world's kind of colliding, where you're like, these creatures are here, these people are here. Him talking about, I didn't know where the super vault was for the management, but now we know it's in Vegas. Like, it's got to be here.
I guess, if he's telling the truth.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Cooper being like, I've been looking, and I try to find, but I haven't found one in Vegas. But maybe House is here. There's got to be one, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's not, but maybe there's something different, like that he's running the experiments and not now.
Hey, this entire episode, we got no Brotherhood update.
No, this was all about them.
Yeah, which I do like, but like...
Well, and I wonder how much, because I don't want to get too straight away from Lucy and him.
No.
Especially after what we just saw at the end of that episode.
Know. That was brutal.
But we might have to see Cooper getting patched up and getting healthy again. So you can't have him just running right back out and fighting immediately.
Yeah.
And Lucy having to find her way out of the vault now that she's going to get returned to what is this disorderly vault now?
I don't know that she's going to get returned, actually.
I don't think so.
I think he's taking her hostage.
I think Hank's going to put her in the management vault or something.
Yeah, I feel like that would be my best guess, at least. I don't know.
Do you think she's really seeing Hank?
That's what I don't know either. I don't know that she actually is seeing her dad.
Yeah.
But maybe she is. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was going to say, I like the brothers plot line.
Yes, I was, because
pleasantly surprised.
You were hitting the nail on the head when it was like, I don't know if we're going to return to the vault too much or see him, because there's so many things already going on. How many things will I care about? I have found it extremely interesting, and they do it with only like 5 minutes of screen time in each episode, where it's like, let's check in with them. Who's telling the truth? Because obviously the experiments going on with Vaults 31 and 32 are important, and his mom and dad were in charge of that stuff. So him also uncovering some of those secrets, and doing so with Vault Tech employees, very interesting.
Yeah.
But to push the virus out, how to introduce it without just being like, here's another MacGuffin, where it's like, it's a pod. Well, what's in the pod? This virus. And you find out at the end of the season, oh my god. Instead, we have a subplot where he's like, what the heck is the forced evolutionary virus? what is this? And then getting jumped by
That's Superman.
them. Well, no, but by the guy in this episode, the Hank's or Bud's like second in command guy.
Yeah.
When they're there and he gets on the computer and he really quickly and he says, like, he's talking about the virus, and then he gets jumped.
Yeah, I'll be curious. Well, so because of when this takes place, obviously super mutants already exist.
Yeah.
Are obviously the what is it? The FEV.
FEV. Yeah.
Is already full swing. They've already been there, done that. So I don't know exactly how that'll play in, because I don't think it's going to be a thing where I don't think. But that would be interesting.
I could see them trying to get to wherever they think it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have it's not a vault, but we have a secure lab.
Right.
Where we need to do this to enact the next plan.
Mm-hmm.
Or
yeah,
if they use one of the two vaults. I just know they don't know. The rest of the Vault-Tec employees who woke up don't know what time it is, right? They don't know it's like 2176 or it's 2177, right? 2170, whatever year it is. They thought it was going to be like, we wake up in 20 years or we wake up however long and onto the plan we get.
Yeah.
So
I am not sure.
Because I don't know if he told them. Was that a thing that came up in episode 4?
I don't know. I think he just told them it was Reclamation Day.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say though?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I like that they're coming back to the vault, and I appreciate it. But I really don't like any of the characters in the vault.
Cannot.
I can't stand them. Not a single one of them.
Well, and I'm also like, two things is if you didn't come off the back of directly watching the episodes from season 1,
Mm-hmm.
some of them I was like, who are you again? What is this again? At this point, like,
remembered them.
Well, and then when I do remember them, I'm like, well, why do we care at this point? Why do we care what's going on to this extent? Where it's like, well, why are you giving them so much turmoil within it?
Something's about to happen.
Something's going to happen.
Like something.
Someone knows more than they're supposed to.
Right.
Clearly, she is the new overseer, right?
Like something. I feel like there's going to be some sort of convergence, right? Finally, where like all of these little, because that's like what happened in Arcane, and what I thought made Arcane so good.
Right.
Was like all of these subplots that you are very lovingly taking care of and continuing with, even when they seem like, why are we still on this?
Mm-hmm.
Still following up with them because it'll pay off in the end. And I feel like that's probably what's going on with the Vault-Tec. But like, I just have to say, even though I'm not dogging y'all for doing that, all of those characters are so unlikable. Like, I can't stand Eye Patch Lady. I know you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I can't stand any of the commoner vault dwellers. And I know it's probably intentional, but they are all so insufferable. Like, they're all so incredibly... And I get it. I know that's the way it's supposed to be, but they're all, like, so pathetic.
I really think that the virus is going to be a main part of what the experiment was meant to be for 31 and 32.
Oh, really?
And that's why next step of the plan involving Vaults 31 and 32...
Was that?
And then they get to the computer and he hacks into it and he's like, what the heck is this virus?
Yeah, okay. That does make sense.
And I think we're not really supposed to like him necessarily, but we're seeing how they interact and who these particular people are. We have the one guy who's very much so rule follower to a T, to where he rats on her, the overseer, about herself. And you have the other lady who she's just, I'm supposed to be a leader. I'm supposed to be doing this. And if you don't work with me, we're dead. Like, we're out of water. And I think the husband, is he a husband? The one who's like babysitting duty.
No, he's not.
He's not husband, right?
He's been forced into this
babysitting position,
even though that's not his baby.
I think he's going to be the main guy in there
to
try to get out
revolt
with the baby, because I think the baby's going to be important.
Yeah.
But she clearly is knowledgeable. He found her ID that was Canadian.
Yeah, she's like
the Canadian front with the Northern Front and Alaska stuff. I wonder if that'll play a part.
Yeah.
Because if they come back to it saying that's kind of where the virus is stemming from, our labs from there, and she maybe has more knowledge on that.
They have the setup to do some really cool stuff.
Which is cool. And I like that it's not super telegraphed yet.
Right.
It's there.
I don't think they'll let us down either.
No.
I don't get this feeling.
It does feel like they've got a lot to do in the next... Like, they only have 3 episodes, I think, for this season.
Woo!
Right? That was 5. I think they only have 8 per season. Maybe I'll be shocked and they'll do 12 or whatever.
Give them 12!
But it sure does feel like they have a lot of things to tie up really quickly. Like, they just got to Vegas. The Brotherhood just
had everything go to shit.
Yeah, like, it just went down that he came back and was like, what if we tear this up from within?
I do like, is it Maximus?
Maximus,
which is so funny. It's always a Max. In the Brotherhood. Always a Max type of sort. I like his character a lot, and I am thankful that he's like, I'm not killing the ghouls.
Yes. That you actually have a reasonable character.
Yeah. Because that is one thing, but at the same time, you can also look at it and be like, well, he's also Brotherhood. And Brotherhood, like, they're all pretty...
Right.
Like, I don't know that I ever met a Brotherhood character in the Brotherhood of Steel that wasn't... Like, even... Spoilers for Fallout 4. Wait, do I tell you this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Even when Paladin Danse finds out that he himself is a synth, he doesn't know what to do with himself. Like, he wants to, like...
Yeah.
Like, he's like...
It's like a purity thing, like a pure-bloodedness.
And I know it comes from a place of fear, and it comes from a place of, like, things are, like, out of hand, and we just gotta be, like, we gotta be harsh about it to get it back to good. Right. And I know that, like, they're not coming from a place of trying to be... like, just mean. A lot of them are brainwashed, and a lot of them are like,
which they've shown,
but like a lot of them are really just brainwashed.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. Like, they're not. But I mean, it's so interesting how much of a reality, like how much it just is such a good commentary on everything.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at all the Railroad, the Minutemen, if you play the games, which is fascinating because like we get the Brotherhood, and I know the Brotherhood are like the big faction, like they're the notorious one, right? But like the Institute,
which we had the Institute in season 1, didn't we? Who was the one that was working with the dogs where they got dog meat and who was working on that? The scientists. Was that not the Institute? Or was that the Enclave?
I thought that was the Enclave.
That's probably the Enclave.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't. But all I know is that, like, the Institute, the Railroad, which, I'll be honest, fuck the Railroad. I don't know. They were so annoying to me in Fallout 4. And the Minutemen were also annoying sometimes, too.
I think they're all supposed to have their own annoying tropes.
I'll be honest with you. I got really pissed off at almost all of them. Like, I got so annoyed.
I think it's intentional.
I know, but that's the thing, right? That's what I mean. It's like a commentary almost.
Now, do the Minutemen and do the Institute, do the Railroad, do they exist outside of Boston? Like,
well, that's what I don't know. I guess the Minutemen wouldn't, because the Minutemen are sort of like a self-conjured party based on like founding fathers.
Well, and the Railroad's supposed to be a commentary on the Underground Railroad. So that seems like that would be fitting to happen in Boston, right. Whereas Vegas having the Legion there with the
that's
Kaiser,
right.
The Kaiser.
Oh my god, that was funny. I just know, for me, I guess all the factions kind of pissed me off. And not one more than the other, now that I think about it. Because I would have said the Minutemen were my favorite, and I did end up siding with them. But I have something, okay. I did end up siding with them, but Preston.
Okay, so separate motivations.
Shut up! Okay. But, sorry, anyways. Yeah, I guess you're right, though. That they were sort of, like, Boston East Coast specific.
Which, just like the Legion wasn't randomly in that game. It was in Vegas, but it wasn't in Boston also. It would make sense that they'd start to have secluded factions, and the Brotherhood being more
worldwide.
Coast to coast
that's right.
Like, which is why, in this season, us seeing that they have, like, clans that have very different... Like, this is the northeast section of the Brotherhood, and this is how they are. And so, it makes sense. It would also make sense as to why, and it's probably, I think that's what we're seeing through Lucy's eyes right now, is all these groups of people all suck.
Yeah.
Like, I see what they're coming from, but it's very flawed. And I see this group, but they're very flawed. And I actually was a fan of Maximus, and he seemed friendly and all this, but the group he's a part of is terrible to what I believe in and what I see. And then they all have their own thoughts about Vault Dwellers, and that we're a weird group of people. Like, so...
It's so interesting, because, like, honestly, it does kind of come across as basically what exactly would happen. Not exactly, but, like, those kinds of... Oh, no.
Bless you.
Oh, no. Don't start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that kind of world. Sorry, we're like, so off topic. But back to Maximus. I was really glad that he was like, okay, no, we're not doing that. That's fucked up. We're not killing kids.
I wonder if he'll end up creating a new faction for whatever Fallout 5 ends up being, because of how he pulls on some of the Brotherhood beliefs, but doesn't view... Because he himself is different, right? He might be brainwashed in certain elements,
right?
But also, he's with the Brotherhood because they found him in that fridge.
Right.
So... Or that's what we're led to believe right now, right? He was in the fridge, the bomb goes off, his mom and dad are dead.
That was him?
Yeah, I think that's what they're alluding to. Because I believe whoever what's the leader of the group that talks to him, he's like, when I found you. Like, I think we're meant to believe that's him.
The priest.
The priest-looking guy. Yeah, the Darth...
The monk.
The Darth... I won't say Darth Vader because he's not Darth Vader character, but God, I can't think of his name. Count Dooku. That's
oh my
why
god,
I thought
he's
Darth.
Count Dooku.
He just reminds me of Count Dooku. I see him every time. I'm like, what is Count Dooku doing with
what
power
are you doing
armor?
here, buddy?
So
that's funny.
It's every time which I thought he for sure was not making it out of that room. I thought Maximus was going to kill him.
He should have.
He's clearly going to come back.
Oh yeah.
To it because they have to have. He's running away from the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood still needs to exist. And now the Brotherhood is probably warring with itself.
Yeah.
So he's going to go. He has power armor with the claws on it. Like, it's very distinct. That is Maximus's power armor. So he's like a marked man escaping from them.
Mm-hmm.
And going clearly with an idea that he's not, in its own form, like, racist against ghouls and synths and whatever else, where it's like, executing them on the spot for being abominations.
I don't know about the clankers. I'm not sure how I feel. It's so funny that dilemma has come up recently with the way that Fallout 4 is.
Yep.
And Brotherhood, they're the first ones to be like, those clankers. Like, okay. And even like, now I'm kind of like confused about myself. I'm like, who am I siding with? Because like, during the game, like, I didn't want to hurt the synths. I was like, dude, just let them live.
Yep.
But they're not living. Pause.
There's your
pause. Who am I siding with?
Your dilemma, your societal dilemma in the landscape that is Fallout. You're like,
I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be too real at some point.
At some point, you're gonna keep running into things that are like, oh, that feels a little too close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've not talked about... I do like Maximus's storyline a lot, and I like his character a lot. Mm-hmm. The Brotherhood always pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I always get annoyed with the Brotherhood, because the Brotherhood, they are like the epitome of like... I don't even know. They annoy me. They annoy me so much. No, we have to, because that's what we do. No, we have to kill this child that just happens to have some like scarring. No, he's got to go.
Well, and they took.
He's gotta go.
Guy with Maximus, he took a little too much.
Way too much.
Too excited to do that.
I was like, brother, and then like, we have to kill all abominations. Okay, what if we used our critical thinking caps and we just maybe used a little bit of dash of like, I don't know, context. I don't know. Just
think about it a little bit.
Think about the situation, not just all in, all out.
Well, history has, in a lot of ways, been erased because of the war, because of the bombs. Mm-hmm. So history's bound to repeat itself, where you're like, how did people ever think that way? Well, there's nothing left to remind them, oh, that's a thing that happened. Maybe we shouldn't treat people who just seem a little different from us so poorly.
Yeah.
But instead they're like, no, my code of honor, basically like my religion is meant to tell me this, my code of conduct that I live by.
Then there's also the interesting other standpoint on it where you think, well, most of these people probably watched, or probably, I don't know how rare non or sentient ghouls are versus non-sentient ghouls. I can't even hate them on the synth thing. The synth thing I can't even hit you on.
That's a different issue.
That's a completely different issue. I can't. It's hard with the super mutants because there is like one recorded case that, or like two. Sorry, there are two recorded cases that I know of sentient super mutants.
That's because you've played the games that are on the East Coast.
Oh,
The West Coast, they are smarter. The East Coast, the virus is less developed. That's a big thing, is in the West Coast, because that's where the virus was developed. It's where the labs were. But again, you've probably never played Fallout 1 and 2. I haven't. Those were completely different.
Those ones, yeah.
They're made in like late 90s. You know what I mean?
I hear they're good, though.
I hear they're great. I technically have them.
Yeah.
Because they gave all of them away for free at one point on the game store, and I got them all. So we have them. And now they are making 3 and New Vegas remakes or remasters that are supposed to come out. So we'll be able to play through them with the updated like game.
Okay.
But
sorry.
The super mutants not being sentient versus being sentient is very
interesting.
Locale, like
okay.
Critical. Yeah.
Well, so what I was going to say though is that you have to imagine it's like, okay, if you are living in this world, you're not even in the Brotherhood, and you are used to what you see as basically zombies.
Yes.
And all of the zombies, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you
that
walk
is
into New
like
Vegas,
I understand why you would get to the point where you would be like not sure if you could trust, because to be fair, I do know that sentient ghouls can turn not sentient. So I can understand why
they're looking at it like
ghouls
it's the
is like
Dead.
a particularly difficult topic.
Yeah.
Super mutants, I think, are different. I don't think that if they are sentient, they can become unsentient.
I don't think so. I think it's
not
just,
from what I know.
Yeah.
So,
like the virus on the West Coast just enhanced all of their abilities.
Again, I think is the thing of like case by case.
Yeah.
Let's look at the bigger picture of like what's going on with this individual, not.
Well, and I was going to ask you about that with the ghouls.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you. Because, like, I was surprised that he had a whole, basically, factory of ghoul kids working there. Because, like, he himself is a ghoul. But how are you finding all these sentient kids who are ghouls now? But then she walks into Vegas, and they are definitely not sentient. Those ones that she's fighting at the start.
That's what I don't exactly
But it's
understand.
not just duration. Because Cooper is pre-war.
Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't have anything to do with duration from what I understand. I really think it's, like, what your body can handle. And, like, honestly, it would kind of make sense that a child
born in the wasteland now might have...
maybe have more endurance for a longer period of being able to withstand the radiation poisoning, which I think is basically what's happening with the ghouls is like their brain is just succumbing to radiation poisoning, I guess. And so the ones that are not sentient anymore are basically just super radiationed.
Yeah.
Or sorry, irradiated.
So, because when you say that, I can understand like the Brotherhood, not from their same viewpoint, but their caution when they're like in The Walking Dead. You're like, well, that person's done.
Different.
That person's already sick.
They're actually just
But like they straight up just call them abominations. Like they don't think they're kids, and I'm like, you're talking to them.
But yeah, you're having a conversation with them, and that's why it's like, okay, I think context matters. I think that it's a case by case. You can't just say either you kill them or you don't. I think it's like if they're sentient, don't kill them.
Which I think, and I'll actually bring this up for the whole show.
Okay.
and they've done it on multiple occasions about multiple points, but it's the parallel storytelling. It's not like a very revolutionary or crazy difficult thing to do. It's not like an outlandish method of writing, but it is effective. It's good storytelling where the parallel storylines of right now the war going on, but they also did it with the kids. When you think they pull aside the ghoul kids and he says, come over here, we're going to save you, but then they go back to the Brotherhood and Maximus is about to, the fighting's about to start, and he tells his friend that I can't think of the name of, is it Dane?
Oh yeah, I think it is Dane.
To get the kids out. And Dane takes them and says, don't come out till the fight, the shooting stops. And it's like, it's the same thing. We have kids. And the ghouls, he's just viewing them as kids.
Because they are.
And they're all just stuck in all this fighting.
That made me want to cry.
Yeah. And so I thought that happening in the same episode or like back-to-back episodes was really well done.
That was a hard one. That was a really hard one to watch, I won't lie.
It was really tough. And it was, I mean, I will say even the hammer on the head was really satisfying.
That was really
the way they did that was really nice. Cool. But the parallel storytelling has been really well done. When they're talking about the war and you keep going back to the flashback of the flashback where they have him in the war and he's receiving a medal talking about the war and his experience in it, then the ongoing war within the United States where they're worried about Vault-Tec and now worried about House and dropping the bombs, and they're in like a Cold War themselves.
Oh, I'm excited to see where the stuff with like House goes, because it didn't go where I thought it was going to. I thought they for sure were just going to be like, yeah, he's dropping the bombs. No, but I don't think he is at all.
This conversation he had with Cooper back in the day was really
fascinating.
Well done.
Oh my gosh, can I tell you how much I love the pre-war subplot?
It's really good. I could watch that whole thing, like a Cold War, like undercover agent almost.
Like, it's good.
Yes.
It's almost like you're watching two shows at once.
I love that we get that much Walter Goggins.
I do too.
Walton Goggins? What is it?
I think it's Walton.
Yeah. I said Walter. I was like, I don't think that's right. I think it's Walton Goggins. But
no,
getting that much of him playing these different type of characters is so awesome. He is so good. He is so good.
Yes. What else has he done?
He's done a lot recently. He even said someone brought up, they're like, are you gonna?
Oh, he was in White Lotus.
Yeah, because someone said, are you at fear of being like the next Pedro Pascal, where you're in everything and people start getting sick of you? And he goes, if I'm like the next Pedro and people start getting sick of me, and because I've been in a lot of things, well then I've had a great run.
Yeah, right.
Like he embraced it.
Maze Runner, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, he was in the. Remember, he was the guy with the briefcase trying to buy the sale from Evangeline Lilly, I think.
Invincible?
Is he is he does he play the guy who's the almost like the Agent Fury in Invincible?
Cecil Stedman?
Cecil, yeah. Cecil.
I can't speak.
Cecil. The guy who's like kind of balding but white hair, and he's like, Mark, get up, Mark. We need you.
Oh.
You haven't seen the most recent seasons of it where he's kind of more antagonistic, but
that's a good show.
Yeah.
That's a hard watch.
That's a hard one to watch.
Hard watch.
For the same reasons. It's a lot. That's intense.
Yeah, I won't lie. Sometimes I do get a little like fatigued from intense amounts of like overly traumatic, depressing, gory kind of stuff.
It's written
I'm like,
by the same guy who did Walking Dead, so
it's a what?
Yeah.
It's relaxed.
He doesn't hold back. He's like,
and like I get it, but you don't have to do that for good storytelling. Just throw it out.
It made a thing when it was the shock factor of episode 1 or what the end of episode 1 or whatever it was in Invincible, when everyone was like, oh
yeah, it definitely did get your attention.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But
hard. But I get it. Back to Fallout though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's certainly the Robco House, that whole plot I am so excited to get more on, because it's something that at least in Fallout 4, and maybe it's because I just didn't read enough terminals, but I'm so sorry, you will not catch me going through, as much as I love the lore, I'm not going through all of those damn terminals. There's one in every room, and every single one has so much information. And to those of you who go through and piece everything together, God bless you, because oh my gosh.
I'd say that's what the lore videos are for.
Oh my gosh. I would hate to be in the lore side and having to try and figure out the lore side in that franchise. That would actually be a nightmare because it is.
Well, they did it on a smaller scale for FNAF.
No, FNAF is
Like,
fine though, because it's not like, oh
the map's
no,
not that big like that.
There's such an overload of information that they've like sprinkled throughout the world in Fallout because it's such a developed world.
Yes.
That you get in there and you're like, I physically cannot keep reading these. I just can't.
It's too much information.
I can't even keep it straight in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so I feel like in Fallout 4 at least we didn't get a ton of Roboco or Robco info.
I'm sure. I look forward to playing New Vegas when the remake comes out because it will be so right
There's
off the
more
heels of
of
the
it.
show that Robco is clearly so massive beyond just Easter eggs of you find a Robco device. Robco developed the Pip-Boy, right?
They developed like everything. Yes.
So they
and
are
like
into it.
all
but like,
of the annoying ass robots you fight.
yeah. So they are involved, but you're just like, it's an afterthought that it's all just the big bad
I
like
haven't seen any of those yet.
company.
Like the Sentry things.
I'm waiting for it because we're seeing a lot more of his robots that he did design
Yeah.
popping up. Where
Oh, and the neck thing. The neck thing that they've been testing.
the device.
I don't think that's in any of the games.
I wonder if that's how synths are going to be introduced at some point. Is them saying that like synths were a
But
very
that's like
advanced
an
thing.
institute. That's not Robco.
Yeah, but who's to say that Robco, like someone who worked for Robco, didn't go and do that in the years between?
But synths are completely synthetic humans. They are not.
That's true. It's
Yeah, they're not
just like
humans that have been like, yeah, like they're robots that have downloaded, and that's the difficult part is they're robots that have like the downloaded memory of
a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing that's so fucked
Well, no,
up.
because it couldn't be that too. Because
No.
In Fallout 4, don't you find out that, or not Fallout 4, but in Fallout 3. No, is it Fallout 4? You find out that your baby in the time jump is who is in charge of the synths, right?
Or
So-
I don't know that he's in charge of the synths.
or like the production of them,
yeah, something like that.
because his DNA was what was used.
Yeah.
So no, it wouldn't be having to, because
No.
I'm curious about how that's going to tie in that
Yeah.
little device.
Except he's not the spearhead because
Right.
he was the baby that they stole to create what they created.
Yeah.
And then he took it over.
But very
From what
different,
I
very
understand.
different project from like a neck control device.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. So I'm like, well, what the hell is that then?
Is there like a frequency device or weapon of some sort that comes from like frequencies that cause people to do crazy things at all? Because I don't remember that ever being a thing. Maybe there's something in 1 or 2.
Maybe.
Or New Vegas. Again, since I haven't played New Vegas,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think
know.
so. Again, tell me in the comments if we're wrong.
Yeah.
You can tell how much we know. Okay. I know a decent amount. I don't know a lot.
This has mostly been a thing we wanted to talk about it because we've enjoyed the show so much.
Yeah.
And I'm a big proponent of actually getting show and movie adaptations of video games because I think it's some of the best storytelling and writing we're getting right now.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see things like the Ghost of Tsushima and the God of War shows that are supposed to come out.
I'm curious about the Zelda movie. We need to talk about that, actually.
Maybe we can make that next week. Yeah, because I'm very intrigued about that. It's one of those ones where there's actually not been a whole lot of information. Like, I'm, for one, have been following a lot of the Harry Potter TV show information.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of leaks. There's been, like, one weekend where we got a little bit of leakage
But that's
about
how,
the
that's
Zelda
how
stuff.
Nintendo is, though. Nintendo's, they keep their
They're under
cards.
wraps.
They keep their cards close to their chest. And if you fuck this up, I'm going to be so... Thank you for doing a good job with Fallout. But if you fuck up Zelda, I'm going to be... And I'm like sitting here waiting for it to happen.
I think... I won't say I have faith in Nintendo to deliver every time. I'm usually optimistic, but I really feel
Not
like
after
they are
Tears of the
not... They are not going to take a chance with a Zelda live-action movie unless they know, like, this is at least going to be generally good or well-received, because Mario, they're like, we can make an animated one, we can make it kind of silly and fun.
Yeah.
This is more like, this is our adult crowd needs to be pleased
Yeah.
with this one, because who's the crowd? Like, they even know.
Yeah.
They're like, we get the 40th anniversary next year for Zelda. They're like, we need to remaster, remake, like, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess.
They need a new game.
Yeah.
Also,
well, it's gonna be more years.
I know it is, but I'm like,
thank God it's not like it's not like Fallout or Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto.
It isn't like that?
No, because Grand Theft Auto is going on 16 years.
Okay, not Grand Theft Auto. But how do we know that that's not what's about to happen?
Well, that's what I'm hoping it's not.
Because my thing is
I think we'll get an announcement next year for the next 3D Zelda.
I think so too. I'm like, I'm tired. Can I be honest? I'm tired. I'm tired because Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. And like we need to have an entire basically like Zelda.
That's why do we do the
episode?
Do we do the movie next week or do we do Tears of the Kingdom?
Maybe we just do a full Zelda episode.
Zelda episode, okay.
Because honestly, I could talk about that for a while. But let's get back to Fallout. But maybe next week we'll do like a Zelda episode and we'll talk about
and please
our thoughts.
In the comments leave things you want to hear us talk about.
Yes, we'd love to hear what y'all want us to, like, if there's things you think that we should watch based off of our opinions on things, because I can't say I'm the most well-watched person.
That's what might be cool that stems from this, is we're going to get introduced to a lot of things. You wouldn't have watched Arcane.
No, and we could do an episode on that.
Yes.
Especially if they start talking about new stuff. I would 100%.
There's been some more conversation on it.
Please bring it back. It was great. It was great. It was great. I loved that show. But yeah, Fallout. I certainly like the direction they're going. I like all of the plot lines. I don't like the characters in the vault, obviously, but I am like all around happy with this show. Yeah. That's just so rare for me.
Yeah, it feels really tangible. Like the world, the setting, the set design, the costumes, the weapons, the monsters, everything feels very tangible, very real, very well done, very true to the games. They have little Easter eggs from the games, whether it is something as sad as the kid in the fridge or
I hate that.
I know. And like they pay homage to the games a lot.
Yeah.
Not just by saying like, oh look, a Deathclaw. Oh look, the power armor. Like they had those moments where it's like, oh, let's give a small clap for the power armor showing up. But afterwards it's like, okay, now it's part of the world, let's keep running.
Right.
Now it's just normal. Well, it feels like the world, like you dropped into the game and you're like, okay, oh man, there's a new enemy type, and how they've introduced, again, it's a little bit different because maybe you didn't play 1 and 2, but the New California Republic and Shady Sands, like having those be major points of interest in the show, and getting their story, getting the history from what happened from the bombs dropping to where we're at in the timeline, but not necessarily like retconning or doing an injustice to what they did with the games.
Yeah.
I think it's been really well handled.
Yeah,
and
I do think so too. I agree with you.
And they've had great actors, like the writing.
I can't speak highly enough about the actors in this. Yeah. I have not even been a little disappointed, not even a tiny bit. Mm-hmm. I love Ella. Yep. I love her. She is so good. She's so talented. She's so expressive and just so honest. Her acting is so honest. And Walton.
He's so
good. My goodness, he's wonderful.
So good.
They are people that I look up to so much. I want to be like, I want to be like them, especially Ella. And I know she's not really that much older than me, but like I look up to them so much.
I've loved seeing her in this season get to be a little bit different because she was in season 1 very vault dweller. I'm very proper and I'm very innocent. And we got a little bit of this too much. Like you're reintroduced to her. They gave you a little taste of that again, and immediately off the bat, you're like, just shoot him. You already know. Like, but she's still being true to who she is.
Yeah.
And now we are getting such a deviation from that to the point where she kills a guy without even thinking, who's not a ghoul, which was already like, ooh, it's a little weird when she turns to the ghoul companion saying, oh, they're just ghouls. So she doesn't have any remorse for killing them all. And she's done drugs now. But Then she just walks into town and kills a guy. And when she's at, "Who are you?" and her first response is, "I don't know." Like, seeing her kind of descend into this madness and the druggie.
I feel like that's going to be interesting when it comes to her dynamic with her dad once it comes time. Because I feel like her original point was, like, I want justice. And I feel like once she, I mean, especially if she reconvenes with her brother and hears about everything that he's learned, it might not be justice, it might be death. Well, and I hope it is, because that man is so annoying.
House isn't out there, right? House, that's the whole point of New Vegas, is House is out there. And you have to go get House, right? Like, he's dead after New Vegas, I'm pretty sure.
Is he?
I don't know. I would have to double check that. Leave that in the comments, because I'm not sure since I haven't played the game. But I'm pretty sure, because House is like the main antagonist of that game, or at least within the factions.
I just tried to spell does. D-O-U-S-E. Literally.
Is that a tiredness thing, or is that a feeling sick type of thing?
It's a lost me $5 million type of thing is what it is.
Ah, that one.
No, it's a I'm running a fever thing. I can feel it.
Oh, really?
I have a nice bright and early shift in the morning.
Well, I will also add that...
Yes, he can die.
Interesting.
Doesn't mean he does. But it's left ambiguous in the game's narrative.
I wonder if that'll be played upon in the show. Because that's an interesting thought. Because I was like... well, most people would probably expect, he's going to run into him, and of course he's still going to be alive there. But Hank, Lucy's dad, is already like...
moving on.
He's acting like, when I get you...
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be begging me for help.
Yeah.
And it's like, this, he doesn't know what's already happened, which is what a lot of characters are going through. They wake up...
Not realizing
how
what
much time has passed. Yeah.
You know, to be fair, though, he is sort of like setting up or alluding to the fact that he would have had some sort of consciousness transfer to make him immortal in this episode, right?
Yeah.
Like his discussion with
whatever that helmet thing was that he was wearing.
Yeah, whatever it was he was talking about, he clearly has some plan to make himself sort of immortal.
Ooh, I'm wondering, and if they'll explain the game away this way, if he's still there. Now that we know he also has decoys, if he's used other people to be Robert House out in the world, and even in the game, like, you may have thought you killed me, but you killed a decoy. And you still hear my sentience. You still hear a lot of what my thoughts, because they're trained to say that, and my intelligence, my intellect, my ideas, my sentience, it's been downloaded. So
that's a nice idea.
He's like never ending, which would be a really good allegory for what Robco is.
And just
like he's
sort of like
you can't escape him.
You can't really escape that.
And he
that's
has
scary.
His hands in everything. Like that would be interesting. Especially because I feel like Cooper has to
sort of like
face him.
Yeah.
And Hank seems like he needs to face him.
Yeah, I'll be really curious about how that goes. That's interesting.
He's such an interesting character. I love all the characters they have in the show and in the games.
I do too. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this show a lot. If you can't tell, I think it's good. I'm happy. Did you have any more points, or did we cover most of them?
We covered most of them because it was really, I mean, it's a lot of praising what we have seen.
Yeah.
Talking about the parallel filming, what they've done with how true they've stayed to the games, how much justice they've done for the games in terms of the set design, and I even wrote a point about the music. I thought the music has been so well done. Not just...
The fact I haven't noticed it is good.
Well, and so someone really praised, like, the first song we hear in this season when they're fighting the like, outlawed type guys, the, like, biker gang type of raiders, and that song is, like, everybody, they're using this. Like, maybe it was from...
something
used in a game, or, like,
I'd
in
have to
commercial.
go back and re-listen again.
Or, like, maybe for the New Vegas like ad or something. Like maybe it was that.
I'll
But
have to go re-listen and see if I
the music
recognize
just
it.
feels right. It doesn't feel distracting.
No, none of it does.
And then the
It's-
score, not just the music, but the
Yeah,
score.
yeah,
Like the score
yeah.
today when we watched the new episode and the conversation between Cooper and House, and it's crescendoing a little bit when you're like, oh, he's the bad guy, but then he says the thing about, I'm not the one dropping the bombs. Your wife is, and I'm the one building a missile system to protect us from it. And the music changes enough to where it's kind of like, it softens just a bit. It's still a paranoid sound,
Yeah.
but it's softening. Like the score has been great, but then when they use a song, it's fun. It's
Yeah.
used in a lot of the slow motion action scenes and stuff, and it's fun. It feels
Yeah, there's
right.
certainly some like hammy.
Yes.
The hamming. You hamming.
You're hamming a little bit.
Yeah, hamming
but
a little.
It feels right.
But it's good. I'm not worried about it. I overall think it's a good show. I think that I get the Fallout fans who are diehard fans that feel like maybe details here and there are getting maybe missed. Again, I still don't really feel like I've experienced that personally. And I haven't even heard that critique from my dad, who's a pretty big Fallout fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really big Fallout fan. So, I don't know that I understand 100% where that might be, but I'd love to hear
Yeah.
if that is the case and that there are things. What critiques do you have of the show? What do you think we're missing and not seeing that is worthy of criticism? Because I do think that things, it's good to critique art because I think it's good to strive to be better, and you can only be better when you have a little bit of criticism here and there.
And we're not gonna we will be far from the first ones to write off someone's criticisms.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of, give me some actual specific
give me specifics.
evidence or like things that actual points that you care about, because
Generally,
just saying, oh, I don't like it, look what they did, they'll just do whatever, and I'm like,
Okay,
wait, what do you
well,
mean?
what do
How
you
does
mean?
it deviate?
Honestly, so somebody who I think does a good job of giving me good points, I feel like, and you might agree with this, but in our Discord, and if you haven't joined the Discord, please come join my Discord. It's my Discord, but it serves as the Discord for this too.
Yes.
And we talk about all kinds of different things in there. So if you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. But Kyle.
Yes.
Sorry to throw you out there, Kyle, but I just like, I really enjoy, because even though I might not agree with all of his takes, he always backs up his takes well.
Yes.
I
At least
love
he has
that.
a good reason. And
Yeah, he always
evidence
has
for
like
why.
really good reasoning for why. I'm sorry, that's just like somebody from our Discord that we like a lot. We think he's great, and he always has good, or he has like
He's
well thought out
Yeah.
takes, and I appreciate that. So I always appreciate hearing people's well backed, well thought out
And
takes.
I love those discussions, because at least then you're having a back and forth discussion, not
And,
someone
like-
just yelling like, well, I hate it.
And then it's also like you're kind of like forming new ways of thinking about it, new opinions, and being like, I'd never thought about it in that perspective, and then it kind of changes for better or worse the way that you view
Yep.
that
Well, and
piece
I
of media.
think we see media also where Fallout right now, at least to me, removed from the lore, is still a quality show.
Oh, that's
where
what I mean.
it's at least
Yes.
allowed people to be like, well, if it's not exact,
at least
the
it's good.
general population, aside
Yeah.
from the smaller group who's like, I'm very detail oriented in the world,
Right.
where some of them still might like it, some of them less, or liking it a little less, but the quality of the show being so high lends it to being more widely accepted or enjoyed, whereas something where it's
Right.
like, this just felt rushed or poorly written or a lot of fan service, but not well done, where it felt true to the
It
characters
just
of the
felt
story.
like
Ooh, look at the shiny
this
toy.
I can get money with.
Yeah, like if they just showed the power armor
Yeah.
and they just kept flashing the power armor screen and then mowing people down and then going into a different story where it's like, that's not how the Brotherhood would act, or that's not how this
Yeah.
character would act. Like, it would not get away with it.
No.
So,
I
but-
feel like I'm in the Fallout world. It doesn't. I don't feel like my immersion is broken. I don't feel. Whoa. I don't feel like. I don't even feel like the actors are, because sometimes you have like the video game things and you're like, okay, this actor has no fucking idea what's going on with this show, or no idea what's going on in this IP, no idea anything. Like, they clearly have no anything.
no.
Works great for Lucy because that's her character.
Yeah, she doesn't know what's
But-
going on.
honestly, I do not feel that way about any of the other characters.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No, if Walton Goggins said he played those games, it's like the Henry Cavill thing.
Yep.
When he walks in and he's like, yeah, I know everything about Witcher.
Yeah.
So much so that you want to deviate away from it too much, I'm not going to be.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be.
I love that. Use your power for good. Use your power for good.
So.
Oh, you know, one thing I did want to mention too, though, is it is incredibly possible that because we do have so much information about Fallout, so like if you don't, for whatever reason, if you're watching this episode and you haven't watched, or like you haven't played the Fallout games, but you've watched the Fallout show, please give me your take as like somebody fresh to the Fallout IP, because I could totally see a world where I'm blinded by my precursor knowledge of the world of Fallout. Because like I'm not even questioning when they bring up things like, oh, the Addictol, just go get the Addictol.
Yeah.
I'm not even questioning when they bring up like, oh, that's a rad scorpion or whatever.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's a feral ghoul versus a not feral ghoul, this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
I'm never really question. I don't ever have to question any of that, so I don't know how overwhelming or confusing that is for somebody who doesn't know the series.
Yeah, like you're throwing a lot of information at me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to follow. Like,
would it
are
be
they a
too
bad
much?
guy or- yeah.
But if it's anything like Arcane to others, then I think it probably stands alone just fine.
Yeah,
because
'cause
that's
you
how I
understand
feel
it.
about Arcane. You don't need to know literally anything about the games to understand or enjoy.
Well, especially when
Arcane.
you're a character who's learning the world with them. Lucy learning the world
Yeah,
with them
is
helps.
important.
That's why who talked about that and what was it being talked about? Oh, I think it was talking about Harry Potter.
Okay.
And that when you follow Harry as someone who's not been
Yes,
exposed to the
it
wizarding
always
world,
is like the best way to introduce.
because you
the
can
world.
allow Ron to be a little bit more expositionary
Mm-hmm.
and like have his companions be like just explaining off how the world works
Yeah,
about simple details that like in the 5th book
yeah.
it's just understood, it's accepted,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
question
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But in the first book,
Nobody
how
knows.
do you
Introduce
tell the
this
people
thing.
how this world functions without making it seem like why would that 11-year-old just share that with this other 11-year-old, other than that 11-year-old being like, I'm apparently the most famous wizard, I don't know
didn't
how it
that.
works.
Yeah. That is, like, honestly, and I know that people probably think, or there's, like, probably a group of people who think that it's, like, a tired literary device.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't care. You can throw it at me as many times as you like, because I love seeing, like, the new character that, like, their development and learning of this world, and you using this character that hopefully is very likable to explain your world.
Well,
that
especially
you've
in, like,
built. I
Fallout.
love that. That's great. Don't even worry about it.
No.
That's
this-
also kind of like the Soul Survivor too in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why it's not even as important about who's the name of the person. Like if you changed it, Lucy's a little more important that way. But any vault dweller that you bring in that case is going to need to
a
do
really
that.
good way to do that.
But it works also because you're not fully exposed to that being your only perception.
Yeah.
As the audience, you're shifting between that and the Brotherhood and even the Ghoul in the same party.
Yeah.
The Ghoul's perspective, where he's clearly like, again, when the Deathclaw comes out for the first time, if you're not informed, if you are a new viewer, so I will be really interested in
what do you
hearing
even
opinions
think about
on that.
Yeah.
But if you are a new viewer and you see Lucy doesn't know, it obviously looks threatening.
Yeah.
But Lucy doesn't know. But the moment that you look at him and his perspective is like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, this is something extreme. This is something that's, in this world even, it's not normal.
Yeah.
And why is it in the middle of Vegas?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, okay, if anybody has this, I know this is like semi off topic, but what are other ways that people have creatively introduced the world, either in a game, a book, or movie, without having having to have somebody who doesn't have any experience with the world in the world to explain it, like as like a way to explain that world? I love that. Okay, I think that's great. I think that's a great way to do it. But are there any good examples of media that is introducing a world through a person who isn't brand new to the scenario, that doesn't give you a reason to explain the world, doesn't give you a reason to explain all of the like intricacies of the society, because I feel like it's really common and not bad, but
No.
it is very common, and I don't know of many that kind of deviate from that.
Because I had a couple come to mind immediately,
Okay.
but they are all generally, even if it's a different way of going about it, it's an idea of someone else is teaching you.
Yeah, you're needing to
As the player.
learn something. You don't come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about like as the main character of a movie, not even as a player, because I understand that it's a pretty important thing that you would need to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the method otherwise?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there's good ones.
I don't know.
Because all the ones that I get immediately are newer people. So, like, the way they had Link in Breath of the Wild, where his mind's been erased, he comes back, we have to reintroduce him. Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
learning how to use the device. In the early games, it's a little bit different now, I think. But in
is
the early games, it was like, it's someone in the modern day
Yeah.
stepping into a device that augments their reality to live through the memories of through their DNA of an ancestor.
But
So-
they're still having
But it's still new,
it's
so they're like,
still-
oh, you're going
But
here.
I can't imagine how else you would.
How do you do it?
How
And
would
if
you
there
do
is, that would be interesting to know how you effectively introduce someone who's really...
Some brilliant person has done this. I know they have. And maybe it's like staring me right in the face and I'm not even thinking about it. But like, if you guys have any ideas or thoughts on like a piece of media that has that phenomenon, please let me know. Because I'm actually really curious
You know
now.
what I'll actually say?
What?
And there's their own groups who fight on this. You haven't seen it, so you won't have your opinion on it, but how they did the new Superman.
You would say that's that?
He's already Superman.
But that's different because they're an established IP. They're like Superman is
Yeah, but it's very different from like if you
established.
just had Man of Steel. I mean, you have a very different world in this one. You walk in. It's not only is it him. They already have a Green Lantern there. They already have Hawkgirl there. They have other groups there. Lex Luthor. It's already a
Right.
thing. He's not being like, who's Lex Luthor?
Well, right. But my thing is that you have the luxury of being able to pick up in that instance because people already know.
Yeah, you don't need an
You don't
origin
need to
on him.
introduce any. There's not a new world.
And that's how they were able to
even
get
at
away with the
all.
new Batman
Well,
too.
but that's my point.
Yeah.
Not a new world. Like something that is new to people. Fallout would be new to so many people. How do you show that without having a character who is also new to that world?
Two that come to my mind
Okay.
in terms of, and they'll have shows, and so I'll be interested how they then readapt for shows
Okay.
on it. God of War, especially with this kind of the 2018 somewhat soft reboot where
Okay.
they moved away from the Greek mythology, went to Norse mythology. The world's established in that Kratos is a god, but the Norse mythology is very different. It's not like, oh, there's a god that's giant. It's like a guy knocks on your door. How do you know he's super powerful and different and all this world? Kratos knows about the Norse mythology a bit, but him primarily, the way they did it with him is he has a son who's younger, who's been kind of protected from some of that world. So, and he gives him information from him, like Kratos explains information on teaching him, because you're my son, I'm teaching you how to fight.
Oh, so
like me.
as the main character, you have a younger person you're teaching to let the
But it
audience
fits
know.
not just, oh, here's a new person who's new to the world. It's, this is my son who might know about the world.
But that's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's not any different.
Ghost of Tsushima is the other one.
Okay.
And he's not new to the world. In fact, he was a very highly established person in this world,
Okay.
a high-ranking member. And then they're attacked by the Mongols.
Okay.
And now the landscape has entirely changed because the Mongols have now invaded the land, and the land as you knew it is completely different. So you can go along and collect the map, but you're like, the people who are supposed to be here are not here. So you have to learn from characters in that world, basically, not how to interact with the world. He already knows.
Okay.
So when you go in, it's not like you have to learn, oh, he's not a very good fighter yet, we have to build him up. No, he was already a really good fighter. So you step right into that first battle, a really good fighter. But you're outnumbered. So it's just this whole new world is how to overcome a world where you, as talented as you are, as skilled as you are outnumbered in an amount that you have to create a new type of warfare. But it's not entirely building like a universe, because at least in that sense,
Yeah.
that's still just feudal Japan.
That's kind of
So-
what I mean. Is I'm like, I kind of, but it's still
How do you
the
do a
same
full new
thing.
thing?
Like, how do you? Because maybe that's the problem, is that like it's only really an interesting story if there is something new for the character to
Yeah.
learn. Like maybe the I need to be able to learn this thing or whatever is like integral for, because I don't write stories. I don't know. The only thing I ever do even related to that is just I do some acting here and there.
Well, and I'll even
Not
say
even that big with that. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't really.
it's got to be even harder to do it in movies and shows, because in
Yeah.
a game you can freeze and kind of get a tutorial on how to fight, how to do this,
Yeah.
how a potion works, how something works that's like it reboots your health, but that's how it serves its purpose in this magical world or in this scientific world, versus in a TV show you can't just rely on exposition
Yeah.
to do it. Like that's your only alternative. So how do you get creative?
That's interesting to think about.
Oh, what was the game? I can't think of the name of the game that came to mind.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because in that game, you are an established character. Like the first mission of the game is you're just already mid-mission, and you're already well into you know what's happening. You know how you're meant to deal with it because you're a very good. You're not a detective, but you're good in this world of what it is, and it's a futuristic. They're AI bots. They're like, but they're very sentient seeming.
Is this like?
What is it? I can't think of the name. But in the world, you're learning. The way you learn is not because you don't know about the world. You're just interacting with characters who have different perspectives on everything happening. So you might run into a faction of people or a group of people who's like protesting something, and you're like, "Oh, I kind of understand their viewpoint now," because you're interacting with them, and you're like, "Oh, well, it's not new to me, but the way they're talking about it makes
changes
it,
my perspective."
yeah."
Interesting.
And you're allowed to make the decision throughout the game. So you're not just on a fixed road anyway. All these things are very important because it helps you to be like, okay, well, what road are you going to path? What path are you going to choose?
That's very interesting. Well, I'll be curious to see if anybody has like thoughts about it in the comments too.
'Cause I would know about like building a whole world out like Fallout or Zelda.
Without having that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a random thought. We're like super off topic now, but like I just thought that was interesting to
I'm interested.
a thing to throw out
It's
there.
a good thought on your part because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but do you feel like we covered everything?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think we're pretty pleased with the show so far.
Yeah.
Interested to hear if there's actually valid criticism that you have and have that discussion about.
Yep. Love
How
to
you
hear
feel
what
about the
you
show.
liked about it. Would love to hear what other things are up and coming that you would like to hear us talk about. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in
thank
to
you.
CultureCast. If you haven't already, I would just ask that if you've watched this far, you just go ahead and maybe subscribe and like this video, because it truly would mean a lot. It helps us out so incredibly much, and it means a whole lot. And yeah, go follow us on our other socials if you haven't already. Join the Discord. We'd love to have you in the Discord to talk about all things related to this stuff. And I think next week we'll probably either do, because I mean, up and coming would be Zelda, Five Nights at Freddy's, like discussing the movies, and also the like more recent games. And those two would be the up and coming, I think, in the next couple weeks. And then besides that, maybe we'll start talking about some anime stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's certainly stuff I stomach better than. And like honestly, we'll have an entire another episode will be like an entire Marvel episode, which will be a little bit of a. We're both going to diverge in our opinion a little bit on this one, I think, because Andrew can still stomach Marvel. I can't anymore. Like, I got completely burnt out on Marvel, and I know that's going to be kind of hard for like some people to take, because I know a lot of people really, really love Marvel, and I used to be a really, really big Marvel fan, but I truly can't.
I still think that our two voices, granted, I might not be like, I'm super far into the supportive group and you're super far into the hated group.
Oh no, I'm super far into
No, I know. I might
group.
not be as far enough supportive to be like the two
opposite
extremes,
sides,
but at least I think both of us will have very understandable and valid opinions and criticisms and and
so
and
then but it's not to say we'll get there.
Yes.
But I got to go to bed because I got to get up in like few hours. I don't want to talk about it, and I have a fever. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have a super awesome night or day ahead of you, and we'll talk to you guys next Sunday. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye, everybody.